What's up everyone, today we're going to be taking a look at some Season 7 Pokemon Go Battle League battles with this line of Galvantula, Medicham and Azumarill. It's a very basic, just meta line, but it's incredibly solid. I went 20 in 5 with it just this Wednesday on my road from rank 5 to rank 9 in Season 7. So, you know, the team just works. Galvantula is just running the standard moveset, Volt Switch, Discharge, Lunge does incredibly well versus Azumarill, Fighters, Flyers, Grass types. It's just an incredible Pokemon at the moment. Then I pair it with two of the hardest Stunfisk and Bastiodon answers in Medicham with counter Ice Punch, Psychic. You could also run Power Punch instead of Ice Punch, but I really like Ice Punch for something like Altaria, which Galvantula struggles with. And Power Punch is not required to beat the Steel type, so I like the flexibility that Ice Punch provides. And my Medicham isn't excelled, by the way. It's a level 49, but you can just run your regular Hundo or whatever you have. It should work fine, though if you do have access to an Excel, definitely run that, because it just gives a little more bulk, which is nice. Then just Azumarill with Hydro and Ice Beam. Reason for that moveset is that I really want Hydro for Bastiodon. Azumarill can't really beat Bastiodon without Hydro, so it is required. And then Ice Beam, because I'm using Azumarill as a safe swap, and if I see a Grass type swap in as a counter swap, which you usually see, I do like Ice Beam for that, because it can hit them quite hard. So yeah, in this match, I end up... Cresselia is a big problem for this team. Galvantula ends up dying, and there's a Cresselia in the back, which is quite tough because both Medicham and Azu lose here. But luckily I was able to get a bunch of energy on my Medi. So I'm currently almost at 2 Ice Punches, which I'm just going to throw back to back, and should be enough to take out the Cress. I think Cress is incredibly bulky, but yeah, we get it. We get very close. I think the Cresselia is very close to another move, but we were able to take it out before it killed me. So it's a good game. All right, this is the worst lead you can see, by the way. Marowak. It's very difficult because Marowak beats both Galvantula and Medicham, but the good thing is Discharge still has a bunch. It's a good amount of damage. That brings it into Psychic range for Medicham and almost Ice Punch range even. In comes Tropius. This is why I have Ice Beam. Without Ice Beam, I wouldn't be able to threaten a shield here, but with Ice Beam, I am definitely able to. It's a Razor Leaf Tropius as well, which is quite bad. If it was Air Slash, Azumarill actually wins this in the one shield. But since it's Razor Leaf, he just shoots once, farms me all the way down, and has energy for my Galvantula still. I shielded his move though because I want to burn a shield right here. If I don't burn shields, the Marowak will just be able to sweep my whole team. I need to take shields so I can throw charge moves at the Marowak later. And hopefully have to not shoot. For some reason he brought in his Lapras quickly there, and I was able to get to the Discharge, which is huge, because now I can just go into Medi, shoot a move, and since he's unshooted now, I can just go for the Ice Punch, hopefully it KOs, and then I have my Medi versus Lapras. Should be quite good. I think my opponent was just trying to get some energy advantage really quickly on this Lapras, but yeah, it didn't end up working out for him. I have my Medi here, though, like a Skull Bash would still hurt, but I think there's just a Surf, or maybe, I don't know, Ice Beam, if you even said it is the Ice Beam, which does hurt, but it doesn't kill me. I can just go for the Psychic right here, and that should be able to take him out. Oh, barely doesn't. One counter, and he's dead. GG. All right, next game. Next game, we have Galvantula versus Swampert. Pretty bad lead. But it's decent, you know. Lunge does quite a bit to Swampert, but the Hydro does more. So I definitely got a shield. Maybe I'll let the second one go, because after Lunge I can tank it. But I kind of want to try to catch this move right here on my Azu. I think I have 2 better Swampert answers in the back, so I'm gonna try to catch, and I do catch the Hydro on my Azu, which is quite big. Just wasted all of his energy. Swampert is staying in though to farm up a bunch of energy. I thought he was maybe gonna go for Sludge, but no, just farming up a bunch of energy. Now she brings in her Victory Bell. But I can Ice Beam this. Again, another good reason to have Ice Beam on your Azu. And because the Swampert stayed in so long to farm, I barely get to the second Ice Beam. And this will take out the Victreebel. And I just take back Switch. He's probably gonna come back in with the Swampert to farm me down. Right? She throws a charge move, which is odd. Honestly, she could have just farmed me down there and I would have been in a big problem. But now we're just going to Galv. I get to the lunge right here because it will do a ton. And then I'll swap to Medi because the Swampert was going to get to another move. So I wanted to tank it on Medi instead of on Galv because it does way less damage to Medi, of course. In the back, there's a Mendebuzz with Snarl. So this should be game over. Aerial Ace doesn't even kill me from this range. So she's gonna need 3 Aerial Aces to kill my Medi. 2 to hit my Medi, of course, and 1 for the shield. But I've got Ice Punches and I also only need 3. And I still got Galv in the back as well. So this should be game over. Interesting game. I think if my opponent would have farmed down my Azu, this would have been much closer. But I think ultimately, I mean, I still have a shield and a Galv in the back. So even if I had to use a shield there, I think I would have been fine. So G. All right, Galv into Whimsicott. Whimsicott actually beats all 3 of my Pokemon. You know, of course, it beats Medi because Charms just hit so hard. Then it beats Azu because it's a grass type, and Galvantula just gets charmed down before it can get 2 moves. Which is very unfortunate. So I have to bring my Azu. I have to bring my Azu for the grass type, but he swaps out. Swaps out at the Umbreon, which is just very interesting. I think maybe he wasn't expecting Azu, probably. He was expecting probably like a fire type, maybe a Skarmory, or maybe a Stunfisk. Like something like that. So I think he instant swap because of that. Even still though, he was debuffed, so the Charms would not have done that much, and I had shields for the charge move. So and Umbreon's matchup here is not that bad anymore, especially since I don't have Play Rough. Umbreon does very fine against Hydro Pump with Azu. So I'm bringing my Medi right here after chipping down the Umbreon. I do shield this Last Resort because I want to use my shield sometime, you know. And with Charmers, it's kind of tough to use your shield sometimes, but you have to at some point shield the weak charge moves because otherwise you're just gonna get charmed down and have 2 shields left over, and it always feels bad, you know. But in hindsight, since there's a Stunfisk in the back, I should have shielded like Earthquake or something. I also know he does have a move on the Whims, so I don't want to shield the moves from the Stunfisk because the moves from the Whims will do more. It's gonna go Ice Punch right here. If he shields, I'll Ice Punch again, or if he no shields, I'll Ice Punch twice because he has to shield one of these. But an Ice Beam from Azu does more than an Ice Punch from Medi, so I'm not gonna throw the second one because it wouldn't KO. Gonna go for his Ice Beam, hoping it KOs the Whims. Looking at it, barely doesn't. That was a visual glitch. It's definitely it looked like it wasn't yellow, but it's definitely less health than the yellow after an Ice Beam. Just take out the Umbreon right here, and now I farm down this Whimps. It's a good game. Alright, Bastiodon leads pretty awful. I bring in Azu. In comes the Victreebel again. This is where I really like Ice Beam. If you have an my Azumarill is just level 40, by the way. It's just a regular old Azu. It's not an XL, but if you have XL Azu here, you can actually get to 2 Ice Beams. So yeah, that's pretty nice, but I can't. I can only get to 1. Which is so good, you know. I burn a shield. I'm not gonna shield this right here. I mean, I think my my Galv is pretty useless. Also, a mistake I made there. I didn't wait out the clock. Yeah, I'm very impatient. But so I just swapped it in immediately, and that's gonna bite me in the butt right here. It's gonna farm my Galv, and my Galv is dead. If I would have waited at the clock before, I would have been able to swap out just fine. But now I just have Medi, and Medi will have to do it. Depending on what's in the back, I could still be fine though. Especially since my opponent's letting me farm a bunch of energy right here. Yeah, if you're a Bastion, just swap out. But it's a Toxicroak in the back. Game would have been over anyway. Because even in energy, Medicham just psychics for the kill, of course. Alright, Roserade into Galv. This is a pretty I think Roserade beats all 3 of my Pokemon because Weather Ball, of course, super effective on Galv. The counters for Medicham are I guess Medicham would beat it, because Weather Ball and Grass Knot wouldn't kill Medicham, but Ice Punch would probably KO Roserade because it's so incredibly glassy. But Azu definitely doesn't want to see Roserade. And Galv is not bad here either, because it gets to the moves quite quickly, and my opponent was over farming, so I didn't need to shoot one of these. I'm just gonna take these Weather Balls. At this point, I've taken shoot advantage, so I'm fine with that. I'll just take this shoot advantage, let my Galvantula go, bring in Medi to hopefully farm it down. Hopefully that is. I think Roserade also gets Dazzling Gleam. Hopefully it's not a Dazzling Gleam Roserade. That's quite painful. But even then, double debuff, Dazzling Gleam wouldn't KO. So I think that's fine. He gets another Weather Ball. This thing is so incredibly spammy. It's so spammy with those Weather Balls. Already almost 50% health. That Roserade did a ton of work. But I have a Shield, I have a Medi, I have an Azu. But Deoxys comes in. And Deoxys is very hard for this back line. Because it generally beats both my Azu and my Medi. But since I have a shield and I still have both left, I think I have a good shot here. I threw the Psychic into the Deoxys. It's less energy efficient than Ice Punch, but Psychic does do more damage. Ooh, nice catch from my opponent, by the way. But, you know, I was going to throw Hydro into Rich Stew anyway, so I'm fine here. But yeah, what I was saying, Ice Punch, less energy efficient than Psychic, but after throwing a Psychic on Deoxys, because Psychic just does more damage, you can Hydro Pump to kill. So Ice Punch would not have done that, I think. Anyway, hopefully I get to the Hydro before he gets to another Flash. I will have to throw, but I'm gonna overfarm just a bit, because I need that energy to throw at the Deoxys. I'm hoping I can get to an Ice Beam before he gets to a Thunderbolt. Oh no, I just swap out or swap. I'm hoping to get to 2 Ice Punch, and he's gonna have to throw a move. That's the thing. This Deoxys is gonna have to throw a move to kill me, and that will waste all his energy. If this Thunderbolt, it will barely not KO, but I'm hoping he doesn't get enough farm. Alright, that's a lot of farm. Come on, get to the Ice Punch. I die with the Ice Punch. And then he throws a move right before my Ice Beam. Is this Thunderbolt? Okay, it is Thunderbolt. That's where the XL Medi was pretty bad, actually. Because Deoxys was able to get more farm. If my Medi wasn't XL, he would have gone on less farm, would have won that game. But anyway, well played by my opponent there, GG. Alright, this game, I lead Galvantula the Bastion. I swap into Azu. Opponent stays in for some reason. And maybe no good Azu answer in the back. I don't know. I'm just gonna let this go. I'm farming up to the max. Hopefully throwing a Hydro Pump right here into the Bastiodon. Should either take a shoot or bring him very low. Brings him very low, which is quite nice. Here comes the Politoed. It's a Shadow Politoed. Opponent didn't even charge up to the Earthquake, so it's probably a Weather Ball and what's the move? Blizzard Politoed, which I'm fine with. Though at this point the Politoed can farm me down, so I'm just gonna swap out into Galv. I'm gonna take this move right here, even though it will do a bunch. I mean, opponent still has the Bastiodon, and it's just gonna farm me down either way. Though if I would have shielded that, I would have been able to get the 2 discharges versus the Bastiodon, right? Maybe I should have shielded, but I'm thinking Medi with a shield advantage has a good chance here. Again, in 1 counter, brings the Bastiodon to like 1 HP. I no shoot the Stone Edge, which is huge. All right, Medi in the back. Problem is that Stone Edge brought me in range where Psychic plus counters would KO. So I'm shooting this move right here. It's a power-up punch. It's a good call from my opponent. Baiting my shield right there. I'm just gonna go straight Psychic, because Psychic plus Ice Punches would kill. And normally people don't shoot the first move from Medicham because they expect Power Punch Psychic. I gotta call this move right here. Call the Power Punch. That's a good call. I go for the Ice Punch. This should KO the Medicham or take a shield. Does take a shield. I'm gonna shoot this right here. I have to. There's nowhere else to spend a shield. These counters are really adding up, though. Can I get to the Ice Punch? The CMP tie, and he wins the CMP tie. Another downside of Hexel Medi. Losing the CMP tie was quite bad. Take out the Medi, though. But the Bastiodon sells 1 HP and we simultaneous KO. That is a good game to finish it off. Yeah, this team, as you can see, it's just solid. Of course, it's very basic, but if you don't mind that, I would definitely recommend running this team, because it's just you have play versus pretty much everything, which I like. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Good luck in your battles.